Now then, I'm going to talk about industrial complexes as national and regional growth engines in Korea. In this session, much more focused upon two different notions and two similar notions, sometimes the regional innovation system and industrial clusters. First of all, I'm going to looking at regional innovation system definitions. Very important, these definitions. Regional innovation system in which firms and other organizations are systematically engaged in interactive learning through an institutional milieu characterized by embeddedness have the strongest potential to warrant that designation. This is basic the definition. In this sense, the important the terminology, interactive learning. Learning is more important. I mean, absolutely agree with the Philly Cook. I agree with the Cook, the notion of the interactive learning. Also, I also suggest collective learning as well, form-making innovation. In terms of regional level as well as national level, collective learning much more important. This is similar to interactive learning. Combined together for the making project, for the how can I proceed project, and then also the specialized people, and then government officers, and then researchers, and then they are collected together to implement this project. So during dealing with such projects, they are feeling the kind of collective learning. This is the important things. Second thing is institutional milieu. Sometimes we normally called institutional milieu. There are different things. There are three different things for the making innovation system. First things in institutional capacity. I mean, we also think about innovative capacity, innovation capacity, and innovation capability as well. And then, in terms of institutions, we think about the thickness. Right? Actually, we have got formal institutions and the informal institutions. Mainly, we try to make, texting knowledge, rather than codified knowledge. Texting knowledge basically contribute into the something like technological commercialization, much more innovative. This is texting knowledge. Uncodified. This is one of the example of institutional thickness, right? Also, along with the institutional thickness, we have got technological, the commercialization is important things. That's innovation system. This innovation means actually not just like innovation, actually innovation means, in this context, innovation means technological innovation rather than innovation itself. Basic origin from Chris Freeman. I mean, when I was in Sussex University as a graduate student, I did an MA and then the field at the university. We have got this PRO, Science the Policy Research Unit. At the time, the Professor Chris Freeman was there. He was there. He argued that the need of the technological innovation at the level of the nation state. So, when Korean government accept this national and regional innovation system, the Korean government, just think the broad way, as well as technological innovation. Actually, government think of a different level of innovation. The administrative innovation, regional development innovation itself, the educating local people, something like for the agricultural area, something like that. Also, the Korean government take this notion into the different level of the innovations. That is Korean context. But originally, this innovation means technological innovation. Technological innovation means focus upon technological commercialization. This is different things. Not pure science, not targeting on pure science, but targeting on commercialization through the technological development. And then we system, and then we have systems. System is very important. System means there are lots of components and combined together and mixed together. This is capability. This is ability to make a system. There are lots of the components. How to successfully combine these several resources, several components. It depends on the person's personal, ability. It depends on the national ability. It depends on the government ability. This innovation system is important, right? I mean, absolutely like that. The Pilly Cook's notions, right? And then regional innovation system constitute the systematic dimension of innovation at regional level, relies upon a combination two things: well-endowed organizational infrastructure. When we talk about infrastructures, we think about two different infrastructures. First one is physical infrastructures, something like transportation, something like information and communication technology infrastructures, right? And associative superstructure, all right, the other one, social infrastructures. Social infrastructures are just like these universities, research institute, government, association, which is related to the industry, something like that. Right, this is called social infrastructures. And then we actually combine physical infrastructures and social infrastructures in order to use technological commercialization. Combination of this infrastructure and associative super infrastructures. What is associative? What is the associative super infrastructures? This is formal institutions, informal institutions, and customs and law, and then such like when I think about the taxing knowledge, making taxing knowledge is the superstructures composed of an embedded civil society capable of activating social capital. This is mainly important things, social capital. What is social capital? Social capital means a trust between organizations, between firms, between peoples to make a community more cohesive, more strong, in order to make a successful regional innovation system. This is social capital by Putnam, by Putnam. Very important. Right. All right. This, yeah. The picture is more like right. This is sorry. This is the regional innovation system. This one is outside the practice. It's knowledge into the university, and then this relationship is university and business. We normally call the university-industry collaborations. Some country university industry, some country industry university cooperations. Anyway, this is a relationship between universities and the businesses to make the regional innovation system more successful. That is the figures about the regional innovation system, right? And then important things. Regional innovation systems is so different the level of the geographical level of regional innovation system. The first one, regional one, second, national one, and then the global one. This is the different geographical scales. And then you have got the functional level of the innovation system. One is organizational innovation system, sectoral, industrial sectoral innovation system, and a technological innovation system. So these the components for innovation system very interchangeable. So, just for example, a government take sometimes national innovation system. I actually worked for the Korean Aerospace Research Institute. When we think about the aerospace industry, we actually think national level, not a regional level in Korea. Actually, government organized national level to make airplane, to make rocket at the national level, and distribute is regional level. But focus upon national level, no focus on the regional level. This is national innovation system. Some product, some manufacturing product when you think about this manufacturing product, sometimes focus upon regional level. In the year COVID-19, so actually focused upon sometimes global, sometimes regional. And then you can select one of them, the geographical scale, when your government think about the technological innovation, industrial innovation system. Also, you can take one of them, the functional innovation system, as technological, sectoral, and then organizational. Also, you can have all of it. But you should be careful of how to mix these different geographical scales, these different the functional scale. Right? And then you can get different indicators of potential for regional innovation systems. So, strongest the RSI, this is the hook term. And normally we call the regional innovation system, rather sometimes a regional system of innovation. It's the same, exactly same, right? And then weaker RSI potential. What is the strongest RSI potential? Firstly, the autonomous taxing and spending, the first, and a regional private finance, something like that. And a weak one, decentralized spending and over taxation, and a dependence on national financial organization, weak regional capacity for partnership financing. This one is quite contrast to the two different things. Yeah, I haven't got enough time. You can look at or examine the whole things, the more specifically in the later. Now then, I'm going to have a cluster suggested by Michael Porter. The first thing is, a cluster is a geographical proximity group of interconnected companies and associated institutions in a particular field linked by commonality, externality. Right, this is a very important thing. First of all, geographical. What is geographical? Same scale as regional innovation system. Region, nation, the global. Right? But Porter actually prefer to region. Why? Proximity. Accessibility and proximity. But national and global level, okay? Under the condition, what? Interconnected. This is the closed definition. Much more important things in this definition are commonality, externality. What is commonality? This. We call industrial commerce, such as common marketing, such as common infrastructure for sharing. For example, common R&D equipment, sharing R&D activities. This is commonality which are created by industrial clusters. This commonality contributes to forms within particular industrial clusters. All right? This is important. The Korean clusters basically made by the government. Actually, we normally called government-led industrial clusters, which means government intervention, government invest in what? Commonality. Common R&D project, common R&D equipment, common marketing of firms, common branding for the firms. This is government create, commonality. This is different from other countries. Other governments also, they just make, just created commonalities in the Korean way. So Korean government more strong, invest in this commonality for regional industrial development. Now then, externality. What is externality? This means external economy. Basically from, right? Right, this is important. The Alfred Marshall, the economist in 19th centuries, the British economist, he actually focused upon this externality, external economy in the economics. And then after Marshall, the same way in geography, in economic geography, we had got the Alfred Weber. Alfred Weber. Weber make notion of an agglomeration. Agglomeration is composed of external economy. The firms, plant have got two different economy. One is internal economy. The other one is external economy. External economy, very important. Also, internal economy as well, important as well. Right? This is external economy, and then developed by Alan Scott. What is that? Transactions cost. This main engine to develop industrial clusters. Michael Porter actually take Marshall first, and then this notion of external economy into his cluster definitions. When you think about making cluster in your country, you have to think about this externality and commonalities, right? And the cluster members over the cluster constitutions, and you can, looking at different sources of this, highlight It's a sentences. I explained before this slide. You can get from my explanation. Right? And then porters, diamonds, the determinant for the competitive advantages. Firstly, then you've got the firm's strategy and structure and rivalry. And the second, factor condition, and third, demand condition. Fourth one, related supporting industries, this agglomeration. And together, this is a determinant, national advantage, or is some regional advantages. Also, the important, component for making industrial clusters. Now then, some part is similar to two notions, regional innovation system and industrial clusters. Sometimes these notions are quite different from the Korean industrial complexes. Sometimes similar, sometimes different. So, the Korean government select the different notions, regional innovation system and industrial clusters, and then have applied for industrial complexes. Since when? Since year 2003. As I mentioned earlier, from President Roh Moo-hyun, the year of Roh Moo-hyun actually, selected two notions, and then they applied for regional industrial development, and applied for industrial complexes. Now, I actually showing is the history of industrial complex in Korea and the merit and problems of industrial complex in Korea briefly. Actually, the main concept of the development of industrial complex is just like this: purpose establishing hardware, software, industrial infrastructure, and making industrial clusters. We have got two different scope. Up to late 1990s, actually government focused upon where just the production plant related to hardware and software. Important. After early 2000, the government, moved to different focus. As well as the production plant, and then add to housing, culture, health, other welfare facility. The notion is, how can I say, evolved. From production plant itself to housing, culture, health, welfare facility, which means complex system. Method of development, designation central government, and development by public-private sectors, and managed by central and local government. Right? We have got different the industrial complex, called IC, not information technology, not communication technology, just the abbreviation industrial complex IC. We have got different industrial complex, national industrial complex. Actually, appointer Minister of Land, Infrastructure, Transportation, and then regional industrial complex, and urban high-tech industrial complex, and agricultural industrial complex. We have got 4 different industrial complexes in Korea. And then together with the total number of the industrial complex, 1,135 industrial complex, year 2016. And then up to now, just more. And a 41 national industrial complex, a very huge area, right? Employment approximately, 1.2 million. And then regional the industrial complex, 807,000 people work here, and an urban high tech, just like this. This map shows Korean industrial complex, where Korean industrial complex are located, right? That's Seoul metropolitan area, and then just about Chungcheong regions. And then another industrialized regions is Yeongnam area, southeast part of the Korea. Right, this is, evolved the industrial complex along with the industrial strategy, along with the export and industrial strategies by the Korean government. This 1960s up to 70s, 80s, just like here, just like that. Right. The industrial complex employment share, in terms of employment, shared about 52.6%. Yeah, very huge. Actually, another indicator, total export, approximately 70%. Manufacturing, export, output, Right? What is successful factor of industrial complex in Korea? Supported by central government is much more stable financial support. For the semi-public and public, semi-public, and over private developers, mainly who? Semi-public developers. And a tax exemption and a reduction for developers, just like that. This is development condition. Second successful factor, strategic selection of industrial complex by economic stages, as I showed earlier. Now then, long-term vision with institutional arrangement. That's this very long-term visions. We have got long-term visions and an institutional arrangement just like this. And an establishment of a spatial institution for the manager of industrial complex. Well, who is national industrial complex actually managed? That's Korean Industrial Complex Corporation. Abbreviation we call the KICOX. The role of KICOX is very important in keeping such industrial complexes, mainly focused upon national industrial complex rather than the other industrial complexes. Government agency. And then problems, right? Imbalance between supply and demand due to the political. Undeveloped or unsold industrial complexes after designation by the government. Yeah, main problems. Second problem is changing rules of industrial complex from supply of industrial site to complexity of industrial site. Thirdly, environmental pollution. Since 1970s, the world actually pursue, sustainable economic development, which means economic development along with environment protection or environment, the conservation. But due to industrial concentration, we have got also environmental pollution. Fourth problem is emergence and increase of aged and old industrial complexes is the main problem in Korea. Industrial around 100. I don't know exactly around the, industrial, around 100 industrial complexes. What? Very old. So we need renovation, revitalization, such old or aged industrial complexes. This is the main target of the Korean government at the current stage. So I suggest, we need what? Platform cluster. Through using existing industrial complexes. More concentration on connectors. Connectors all networks efficiently, effectively, quickly, valuably, the current stages. No COVID. When I thought about this, the notion of the platform clusters, I never thought about. I never expect the era of COVID-19. However, this hyper-connected economy, the platform clusters is very important based upon connectors, just like this COVID era. So, platform clusters means platform plus trusts, transaction firms, social capital, as I mentioned earlier, is the first. And the other one is digitalization, industrial complex, is the second. And combined together, preparing for revitalization and then of manufacturing. Therefore, there are 2 or 3 different meaning of notions of the revitalization manufacturing on the global scale. Manufacturing renaissance. The other term is manufacturing futures, just like this. Anyway, the important thing is revitalization manufacturing. Korea, in terms of value added of industrial structures, Korea had 30% of value added in total industry. Is important, as I mentioned, my lectures. Right. And then I did divide 3 groups: platform leadership, 4 platform clusters: platform leadership, platform partnership, platform sponsorship. And for example, kickoffs. Sometimes kickoffs, platform leader, and then sometimes platform sponsor, sometimes platform partner. Very flexible. The different governments we make for the platform clusters. So this is project mini clusters. I think I suggest change to platform clusters, as I mentioned earlier, just like this style. So this is, I suggest, for the making industrial, the complexes in Korea as the policy alternative. Right, now then, we have 2 different quizzes, but similar to the last one, very simple, very easy. You can enjoy this quiz. Right, thank you very much.